Greetings and welcome to the latest edition of the TradeLink Weekly Report for the 1st of February 2015. And as we're talking about finance, must inform you that all advice is of a general nature only, must not be misconstrued as personal advice. All past performance is no reflection or guarantee of future result. Alright, now just having a look at the index, and it was a very strong week. We're now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positive sessions, almost testing the post-GFC highs of August before we had that huge tumble. That was about a 10% correction in the end, I think, from peak to trough. September and into early October. Testing that territory again, and it will be very interesting to see how things go this time around. It may be a bit more on the well, it is quite evenly balanced, having said that, but we're looking at our economy now slowing down potentially even more. So is there enough good news to see the market rise above that high of 56, let's just say 56.50 was that resistance zone there? I think probably not, but we will just have to wait and see. Just bringing up the Aussie dollar, and it just got smashed on Thursday, Friday's trade there, when there was an indication that the RBA could be dropping interest rates come Tuesday. So tomorrow. Looking at the chart here, this is the Aussie US over the last 12 months, and you can see it is quite low there at around that 77 mark, and I have to go back into the GFC where we did actually go to sort of 61 or thereabouts, but yeah, haven't been that low. That will obviously help importers. I was looking at the price of iron ore in Aussie dollar terms, and whilst at the US it's in US dollar terms, iron ore is around 63 US a ton. In Aussie dollars, I did the calculations, where are they? It's about $82 Aussie a ton, and going back in September it was at $92 Aussie a ton. So iron ore's dropped $10 in Aussie dollar terms, but you look at something like BHP. Let's go to more, let's have a look at Rio moreover, and you can see in mid-September trading around 62. Now it's starting to push up, but still about 58. So the lower Aussie dollar obviously helping the exporters, particularly the resources industry, and most of them are off their December lows. Let's just have a quick look at BHP, and you can see they actually went lower in January, but have bounced and it's getting quite close to $30. Whilst we got BHP on at the moment, there were quite a few trades that went on last week, and one of them was BHP. Didn't quite get to push back above 31, so those puts were exercised as they were bought, and with the cursor just at 31, everyone was protected to the downside there, so everyone getting at least $31 back for their BHP shares. And it we did weigh up whether we wanted to roll it down yet, but there's no firm evidence that BHP has turned the corner. Perhaps a break above $30 might indicate better prices ahead, but at the moment we're in this sideways trading range, still quite volatile, and the potential for BHP to move sub 28 is still very realistic. So that was the main adjustment on the covered calls. We did have two new cover calls. I'll just run through some existing ones first. AMP, actually a couple of people that got in early hit their minimum 3.5% targets on AMP. The rest just waiting for a bit more time decay, but whilst it's hanging around that above $570 mark, that trade is doing well, and probably not very far away from taking profits there. QB, we do want, we have our break even at 1080, and you can see there it's at around 1061, so about 2% below our break even at this stage. QB is sort of been unusually stuck under that 1070 mark for about a week and a half now, which has been a bit annoying. In previous instances, you can see any movement down there, like in December, was quickly bought up, and that's the kind of pattern we were looking for to take profits on both the covered call and the spread trade. The spread trade, we had the the $11 call options, and with the shares quite firmly below that, those options all expired worthless, which is a disappointment because we're riding quite a good wave of the on the QBE spreads. I think that was our fifth trade on it, and the previous 4 were successful, with this one not. We did have a trade on NAB go out, and that really shot up. There's a few latecomers on Friday, but probably need a little bit of a pullback for those to enter. And overall, we are looking for a pullback to trade out of those sold options, which will allow us to buy them back at a lower value, and ideally sell some more to gain some further profits. At this stage, very early days, that trade's only up about 0.3%. And we also had a trade on Medibank Private, closed up at $2.38 there, which is nice to see. It's actually sort of hit about a 2-week high there. Entered at around 236.5. Some got in at 236. So looking at about a 0.6% gain at this stage. So we'll be watching that closely. If we see a follow on in buying pressure there, would like to sell those call options and get a good yield out of those. Okay, let's have a look at the spread side of things, and there was no fortune with Newcrest. Newcrest back in early to mid-December went short at the money around this 11.50 mark, and you can see, well, Newcrest has really shot up, and you have to go back a couple of years to you're looking at about August 2013, so about 18 months. It's hit an 18-month high on the improvement on the underlying gold price. Why has gold gone up over the last 6 or so weeks? QE has been one of those, one big instance there in Europe, and that has pushed the gold price up. It's also what pushed it down when the US started to wind back that stimulus. So that is one of the main catalysts there, and also lower global interest rates are looking to weigh on it. But indeed, the QE is a big aspect there. With our other trades, we've got CBA short. CBA really just strapped on a rocket since shooting up. In 1 week, it's gone up some $6 or so, which is quite extraordinary. It did have a very interesting pattern here, which is potentially a reversal pattern on the candlesticks, an evening star there. So it'll be interesting to see if that's followed through. Now our options are well below here, but remember, with a $2 plus dividend, the share price is is likely to come off by at least that amount. So weighing on also the potential for people to sell out of that dividend stock after dividend and move into another dividend stock like the other 3 banks. But still plenty of time there, and Wesfarmers has been, whilst the market, as we saw, it's been very strong over the last 5 or so sessions there, excuse me. We can see Wesfarmers actually really underperform the market, unwilling to rally. So this is quite a good sign for our Wesfarmers bearish spread. At the moment, we're sitting at about a break even there, because the stock has really just gone sideways since we entered on the 22nd, which was here. So you can see share price is probably a little bit lower. So maybe a very small profit there, but nothing to be terribly excited about. What we are looking for is overall for it to see resistance like it has in the past and reverse. Now with the Dow having a bit of a sell-off over the weekend, we'd like to see that particular stock push into the $42 mark indeed. Okay, and lastly, the ANZ trade. We're able to realise the profit there. It was just a very quick trade. Unfortunately, there are very few people that got onto this trade, but entered here on the 21st and got out there on the Friday. So pushing up there, able to hit the profit target of 100%. But yes, just say this doesn't happen very often, but in a fast-moving market, and we do have a fairly fast-moving market at the moment, it does pay to, as soon as you get that email there, give us a call rather than waiting for us to call you, because those that were a bit later on the trade missed out, which was quite a pity because we had a fairly tight limit price on that entry. Alright, ladies and gents, I'll wrap it up there. Look, if you have any questions, feel free to call us at the dealing desk and speak to your advisor, and more than happy to assist you with any questions you may have from this presentation. Alright, wrap it up there and we'll talk again. Thank you for your time, and we'll talk again next week.